What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to make a follow-up video on this Griots mini polisher, micro polisher, the Boss Hybrid micro polisher to be exact. I'm just gonna go over why I'm sending it back and I'm getting a refund. Didn't quite hold up to what I was looking for. Some pretty basic things that it lacks that just makes it just non-functional for what I'm doing. So we'll go over the things that I did like about it. I've had it for a couple months now and I've used it a lot. I've had some pretty big paint correction jobs in here. I just got done with the Jaguar XJ8. That was a full concourse detail in a 3-step process: wet sanding, rotary cut, DA finish. Not a ton of small places to get into, but there's some tricky ones where this helped and where it didn't help. If you guys haven't seen the video, I kind of had an unboxing video of what this thing comes with. So here's the things here's the things I like about it. The things that I like about it are the battery life is pretty good. Very rarely did I get to the point to where it just died on me. So the battery life wasn't bad, no complaints there. When I stopped to go to lunch or take a break or to move on to a different section of the car, I would just plug this thing in and it would probably fully charge. I mean, like I said, I only maybe ran it down once to where it quit on me. But I think it recharges pretty quickly, like 30-40 minutes or something like that. Comes with one battery, a little bit of a downfall. I know the Flex, if you're gonna, I mean, that's the one that I just purchased and I should be getting in a couple days. What is it called? The FX80 or something like that. I can't remember the exact model number, something 80. But battery's not bad, just comes with one. So that's kind of a downfall. I mean, if you're using this thing for like a lot of like tricky places and you're ripping on this thing, you're gonna go through the battery pretty quick. Like I said, I never used it for more than just maybe 20 minutes at a time or something like that. So I like that. I like the trigger. The trigger's nice. The Flex, I'm going to do a review of the Flex too because I've never had one, never held one. I did a lot of research on them. I chose this over the Flex. I don't know why. I guess the reason I know why is that Griots is always, they got a lifetime warranty in their polishers, and I have several of their polishers and they've always taken care of me. So this is, kind of a newer thing for them. So I was like, yeah, I'll buy it, and I think it looks nice, and we'll give it a shot. So what else? I don't care. This doesn't really do much for you, to be honest. This adjustable, I may have tried to use that once where it doesn't really do much for you. If you're trying to get in somewhere, you still have this extremely long neck. Which is problematic when you're trying to get into tight places like underneath the mirrors, the outer mirrors. There's a lot of places where this just doesn't fit, like not even close. I think I used this thing on a Ferrari 458 and there was places where, yeah, it just didn't fit because this is way too big. This is, I would say probably, 6-8 inches with the pad on it. Like it's too big. So that's kind of another major downfall for me is this it's just you can't fit this in places where you need to fit it. You can fit it in places that most of my other buffers can already reach, so it kind of defeats the purpose. I do, like I said, I do like the trigger. It's adjustable. I like the throw on this is nice. I think it's a 12 millimeter. I've got a 5 millimeter here that I think this is the one that I purchased, and then I think it came with this 13 millimeter. and then you can buy a 5mm one for the small throw, like a swirl remover. And then these backing plates, I don't care for these much at all. They're a little bit better than maybe from what I can see on the Flex, has like even thinner ones, and those are gonna really pound on things and gonna beat things up. If you accidentally kind of run into something, it's gonna really give it a pounding. So I'm gonna get the APS kit for the Flex, and if I kept this, I'd want something that's got a little bit more forgiveness to it. I'm not looking for major cutting power with this. It's a micro polisher. I'm not expecting that. I usually cut with a rotary and finish out with a DA, and I can even get my rotary in some tricky places generally. But the main thing that's wrong with this thing, and a thing that I complained about as soon as I got it, I called Griots a couple days after I purchased it, and I let them know that these, and I mentioned it in my video, I think my previous video, and me taking this out, it may not go back in, but it's really clunky. I'm not gonna say a little, it's really clunky. This quick release has very little give to it. It's kind of already given up on me. I'm sure I could take this thing apart and lubricate it or whatever, but that's having it for a couple months. I shouldn't have to like take this thing apart and like lubricate it, rebuild it. I shouldn't have to send it back and have them rebuild it. The person I talked to for customer service said that's kind of an issue. They had it with their own, that these things don't fit in here very well. They kind of take some finesse to get to snap in. That was the case from the start. I had to really finesse it to get it to sit right. Otherwise, this thing would just fly out, and it's not something you want to deal with when you're polishing. So now at this point, a couple months later, finishing up this large project, trying to jam it out before Christmas, and these just don't want to fit in there anymore at all. So the main difference, I mean, you'll see between, if you look up like the Flex, is you've got these pretty much just like basic type, hexagonal, you put this in your drill, it's a quick release. It's pretty lackluster. I just don't think this thing is not, they shouldn't call this a quick release. It's not a quick release because it's just really finicky, doesn't want to go in there. I got it in there, but it's still clunky, and for a while I spent 20 minutes trying to get it in there a couple days ago, and I finally got it to go back in. So that's my main issue, is just even when this thing was brand new, and then I worked it in for a couple weeks, I tried to give it a couple weeks for it to like get better. It just didn't. It was still clunky, and then a couple months later, if that, it probably has been a couple months, it just barely works at all. I barely got this thing to work. So that's a major issue for me. When I have one of these, I want it to save me time. I want it to save me time from like trying to swap these out, and it's just really clunky. If you just so what you have to do, even when I bought this thing brand new, is you have to like take it out, take this thing off of it, spin it off, then put this in and get it to fit flush and right in there, and then you can put it back on. What I'd like to do is just be able to pop this thing off and then have another one that's already like kind of preloaded with another, this is for something else, but I'd have to have another one preloaded with whatever else I'm using on the car and just pop that in really quick. So that's my main concern. That's why I'm not going to get another one. I'm just going to get a refund. It's not something I'm okay with, like being an issue, because it sounds like talking to like a couple different people there that it's just a thing, just has that issue. So then we've got this rotary attachment that comes with it. That's some kind of sick joke. I don't know. It barely sits outside of there. I'm not sure how you would get anywhere with this on there. This doesn't even want to go on either. And trust me, I tried to give this thing the benefit of the doubt. Really did. Tried to get everything to work right. It's not like I was buying this thing to like rip it apart, and I wanted it to work. But it just doesn't want to work for me. So we're gonna get a different one. But that's, I mean, the rotary barely sticks out of there. You can buy the extension, but why should you have to buy the extension? It should just come in the kit, because this it's unusable. I think it's unusable. I need an extension to get into those like tight spots with a rotary extension. So that pretty much sums it up. I don't think it's a terrible machine. I think it just needs a lot of work. I think that this is too long right here. That needs to be shorter, and I think that this quick release needs some major improvements just to be usable. Battery life, good. It's got good power. It does a good job at cutting and finishing. I don't have any problems there, but just to fit this in places is really difficult. And of course, just the ease of getting all these different attachments in and out is not good. It's crazy. So that's my update. That's my fail. You know, I think it failed my test. That's why I'm sending it back. I love Griots. I buy a lot of their stuff. This one is just not for me. So I'll be getting the Flex. Hopefully the Flex is for me. We'll see. If it's not, we'll try something else. So I hope this video helps if you're trying to buy one of these things. I'd go into it with some, you know, I mean, at least they've got a good return policy, or they'll swap it out for a new one if you wanted to, but I don't think that they've got it set up to where this thing's working like really well yet. So until then, I'm just gonna try the Flex out, and I'll be making a video on the Flex too and giving you completely unbiased opinion. No one pays me to make these videos. I just make them to help out other people. Don't make a dime on it. So if you get the chance, like, subscribe, drop a comment, you know, say something positive. Try to skip saying something negative because it doesn't really help anyone. But this video is to help you out, not to help me out. So you can buy this machine, but I personally wouldn't recommend this one. I have a lot of their other machines, and I've had very little issues with any of the other machines. I've got the smaller rotary, and I've got smaller DA that they have, and I wish they made a full-size rotary. I don't know why they don't, but I would definitely give that a shot if they made a full-size rotary, because I use the rotary a lot. So, all right, cool. Everybody have a great day. See you in the next video.